Good morning. Happy Saturday. So, I was actually really anxious before I started doing just minutes ago. Getting a little bit more comfortable right now. Getting back to my routine, and in my life and focusing on me a little bit, which it's tiring. It's a lot easier to help other people, but then you get, I don't know, it's easier to focus on other people and help and help and help. And then for me, sometimes I get a little ornery and defensive because I want to be focusing on me, and then I focus back on me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to focus on me. I don't know. I was anxious because I'm starting a new project, and I always feel, not always, but I tend to feel like a fraud when I start new projects. Like, oh, I forget what I'm doing. How did I sell this to somebody? Yeah. And I was speaking to a friend of mine yesterday who's very successful at what he does, and he's in the creative fields, and he said he feels the same way, and that made me feel not so alone. I allowed myself to be vulnerable because I did a big commission for this gentleman too, and he loves it, and I felt the same way when he was like, yeah, here, gave me down payment. I was like, oh, okay, now I've got to perform, and I've actually worked for him in other areas as well, and if I allow myself the opportunity for people to see me, it's so scary sometimes. Well, most of the time it's scary. I shouldn't say sometimes, most of the time. But I feel alive in that scenario, in those situations. I feel alive, and that's what I mean by scary. Is I feel alive. I'm in that moment, and there's sometimes the anxiety doesn't have to be a bad thing, but I tend to frame it in an uncomfortable feeling. Nervous, I guess, can be great. It's good to be nervous. I'm alive. I'm unsure of an outcome, and I'm nervous because, of course, I want things to fall in my direction, or turn out in my direction, or turn out for me in the way I want it. I got a couple other things in my life the same way. Some business, some personal. I'm nervous about them because I'm attached to the result. But my problem lies for me if I live in the result. On the personal note, like I get very, I tend to fall into my past stories if it doesn't work out for me, and that doesn't have to be, and it's difficult for me. It's a challenge for me to step out of that story and be like, well, this is an opportunity for it to be different. And as I'm talking, I can feel the sadness of the old stories affecting my present. Pretty interesting. Because if I had no recollection of the old stories, which I frame as failures in a sense, then I wouldn't be sad. I'd just be like, okay, well, the only thing that's possible right now is amazing. Well, there's other things, but I wouldn't have a sense of what it's like for it not to work out. I don't know. Interesting. And somehow it's all brought back to the idea of being like an open channel for my heart, an open channel for my heart to express what it needs to express through love and compassion. How can I help transmit love and compassion every scenario? You know, my mom's doing a lot better. I had a shift in that yesterday because I was a bit frustrated with her willingness to focus her drive to fight through physical recovery, like get physically stronger and then allow yourself to be helped by people. She was kind of resisting some of that. And I wanted to control it. And then I was like, okay, I had this epiphany, not of my thinking, but through other people. Like, oh, bring love and service, compassion, empathy. Not of me. If left to my own devices, I wanted to, chastise and belittle. Not in a mean way, but just like, don't you see? And I was able to not do that. So I had a great moment with my mother on the phone. And I get to be, in her corner helping her fight rather than, the coach that's just screaming at you because you're not doing exactly what they think you should do. I get to be her champion. And she's been mine my whole life. That's a super amazing opportunity to be anybody's champion. I mean, I love that. I really do. To watch somebody like get some gusto, under them and be empowered by your words is amazing. Words empower me, and when I can get juiced from somebody else, like getting excited about me, or even transition that to the feeling of love, right? I haven't felt it very often. Because I haven't had the opportunity, whether it's because of me or the universe or whatever, to feel that love from another person, the intimate romantic love and intimacy from another human being. But I have, and the empowerment of that is amazing. I mean, I am loved by a number of people, and that lifts me. But to be empowered by, your mate, wow, that's been, in the past, has been amazing. And I long for it again. So, all right, I babbled for 8 minutes, super long. Peace.